Review Bros back with another pre-workout review today in the form of Loaded by Pump Sports, who are a New Zealand brand. So it's going to be a nice interesting one today, so stay tuned because we're going to be covering the usual taste, price, label and effects and summing it up in a final verdict to see if it's the right product for you. And if you are new here, we massively appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button, tick the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming reviews, because we drop reviews like this at least 3 times a week. Moving into that taste and mixability section, it comes in 2 flavours, green apple and the one we had, pineapple mango. And I can confirm we did try the other flavour, also very nice. We're going to go with an 8 out of 10 on the flavour front. It mixed fine, tasted as expected, you know, no real complaints. 8 out of 10 on the flavour front, guys. Okay, so price segment, you go to pumpsports.co.nz where you'll find this product for 75 New Zealand dollars. Now, what does that equate to in pounds, you ask? That would work out to be £37.88 for the tub. It's one of these 40-20 serving tubs, but you would definitely want to go with that 20 servings maximum serve to get the most out of this product. Now, price per serving, that comes to £1.89 per serving, which is quite expensive, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but remember that is going straight off the official website, no discount codes, no nothing. So if you look around, you could definitely find it cheaper, but for consistency off the official website, that would come to a 3 out of 10 on our price scale. Label time, so 2 scoops gets you that maximum serving size of 20 grams. First up, we've got the amino acid L-citrulline pure at 6 grams, which is a whopping dose. You could argue that's double the clinical dose that you would need. So that's going to help boost those nitric oxide levels up through the roof, increasing blood flow and pumps. So we'll take that, that's very nice. Then we move on to beta-alanine at 3.2 grams, which is the clinical dose. That's going to help to buffer lactic acid and therefore improve endurance down the line when it builds up in your system. But the reason we love it and many others is that itchy, tingly sensation it provides. Just gets you geared up for the gym. Moving on, we've got betaine and hydrous at a whopping dose of 2 grams, give or take clinical again. That's going to help with athletic performance, power and strength output, and have a role in pumps as well. Then we move into the amino acid taurine at 2 grams, which is again a whopping dose. That's a bit of a jack of all trades. That's going to help with some cognitive benefits, energy production within the body and hydration. Then we move into glycopump, which is that painted version of glycerol. 2 grams is a very nice dose. That's going to help to draw water into the muscle cell, fill you out, swell you up. Just like we always say, make sure you're drinking plenty of water to get the most out of that. Next up, we've got choline bitartrate, 800 milligrams. It's not our favourite form of choline. However, 800 milligrams, you should still get a decent effect from it. But in an ideal world, we'd like to see upwards of 1 gram. However, that's going to help with focus, concentration, and just staying in the zone whilst you're training. Next up is caffeine anhydrous at 270 milligrams, roughly 2.7 cups of coffee. It's the main stimulant in this and any stim-based pre-workout that's just going to give you a kick up the bum and wake you up and get you moving. Then into the amino acid L-norvaline at 200 milligrams, which is definitely on the higher end of dosing of what you typically see. That's the amino acid that's actually an arginase inhibitor, so it's basically going to help boost nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream, working a different pathway to the L-citrulline. Then into theobromine at 100 milligrams, which again is a pretty decent dose for that ingredient. That's the ingredient in chocolate that dogs can't digest. That's going to be responsible for boosting blood flow and mood elevation. Moving on, we've got hordenine at 50 milligrams, which is a pretty typical dose for that ingredient. That's a fat burner, so it's going to help metabolize fat cells for energy, get you sweating, get you moving, get you fired up. Then into decaffeine malate at 50 milligrams, which is quite a low dose for that, especially if you're only yielding 75%. But the idea of decaffeine malate is that it kicks in later on into your training session after the caffeine anhydrous is starting to wean down, so it should smooth out the energy levels and prevent any sort of crash. Then we have N-methyltyramine, aka NMT, at 50 milligrams, which is on the lower end of dosing we've seen for this ingredient. However, it should still have some decent effect. So that's going to help increase focus, increase motivation, increase that sense of urgency. So it is a nice one. We've always had good results with that. Moving on to huperzine A at 100 micrograms. That's the pretty typical dose you would see for this. That's again going to help with memory, focus, motivation, staying in the zone, all that kind of stuff. So looking like a nice complete label, hitting every element that you want there across endurance, pumps, focus and energy. No digestion aid, so we'll see if that affects it at all. But yeah, let's do this. Looks like a good one. Okay, so effects section. How did me and Aaron feel loaded pre-workout in the gym? Well, I can first of all confirm that we've used this 4 times each, okay? We've used it on the full serving and the half serving, just to get a real good feel for it. The half serving, it's okay. You know, you can't really feel too much on 1 scoop, I'll be absolutely honest, but I would say the 1 scoop would be suitable for a beginner, so that's perfectly fine. But 2 scoops, the maximum serving, that's how we always carry these reviews out, as you know. So 3.2 grams of beta-alanine, the clinical dose. Obviously that does give you that itchy tingly sensation, I would say to quite a strong level as well, considering there's no digestion aid, which normally does boost the itchy tingle sensation. There's no niacin, which again would boost that feeling. It actually does hit quite hard, that beta-alanine. I would give it A good 8 out of 10 on the beta scale, tingle front, 10 out of 10 being itching your eyes out, 1 out of 10 being barely anything at all. So you definitely feel the beta alanine. So if you like it, go for it. If you don't, maybe go half a serving or avoid it altogether if you really don't like beta alanine. Now after that, you get a nice sort of eased in amount of energy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't hit you like a train. You're not like, whoa. You start to feel more clarity, more focused. It sort of eases in over time with this pre-workout. It's definitely not one that, like I said, hits you all of a sudden. It sort of builds up on you through the course of your training session. And in every sense, actually, I would say that the focus, the energy and the pumps all do kind of build up on you over time and improve and get better and better and better throughout your workout. So pumps, I would say, are a good 9 or a 10 out of 10. You know, they're juicy. I posted a picture on Instagram for you guys that follow us on Instagram a couple of weeks back when I last used this, the time before the most recent. And yeah, pumps were nasty. So that is the standout factor of this pre-workout. Just behind pumps, I would say, is that focus. So you do definitely feel dialed in, you feel happy training, you feel in the zone, you feel like you want to smash your session. So don't get me wrong, it's not tunnel vision focus. You know, you're not absolutely dialed in beyond belief to the point where you feel you've got something illicit in your system, but you definitely do feel like your mind is on the session itself. So focus would be the second best feature, and of the 3 main features we talk about in a pre-workout is energy, which I would say is the lowest factor. Quite obviously, with it only having a couple of stimulants in it at moderate doses, it's not going to blow your mind. But then again, not everyone wants to be stimmed off their head now, do they? To sum up the effects of this pre-workout, I would say it hits all areas of a pre-workout to a very nice level, with the pumps being the best and the energy being the worst. But then again, they've purposely made it lower stim so that you can use it daily, so that it appeals to more people. So I definitely think that's a smart move. So who is this for at the maximum dose? I would still say it's for beginners, even at maximum dose, you know. I think that'd be okay. And intermediates, definitely. People that take training seriously, that want to get a good pump on, want to have loads of endurance in their training and a nice level amount of energy with no crash, it's definitely for you. Stim junkies probably wouldn't touch the side, so, you know, this wouldn't be something for you. So to round off, we're going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. You know, no real complaints with this pre-workout. Like I said, hits every level to a nice degree. It's appealing to a load of different audiences, beginners, intermediates alike, but just not for stim junkies. But again, no negatives with this pre-workout. No digestion issues, doesn't keep you up at night. You don't feel stimmed off your face, no cold sweats, none of that stuff. So you'll have no complaints with using this one, guys. Okay, final verdict with loaded pre-workout. So first up was that taste segment. We gave it a solid 8 out of 10, you know, no real complaints with the taste. Moving into that price, it came to a 3 out of 10 on our price scale, so definitely more expensive than your average pre-workout. But then again, that is going from the official website, no discount codes, and we're pretty sure you can get it cheaper if you have a little look around. Then into the effects section, we gave it a very nice 8.5 out of 10. An absolute solid, outstanding daily driver pre-workout that hits all areas to a respectable level. Now overall that gives us a total score of 19.5 out of 30. So a little bit lower than what we typically see on the channel as an overall score, but again, the price segment is the main thing holding that back. Like I said, look around. So guys, let us know your thoughts on this product down in the comment section. We know it's got quite a lot of hype, and as always, stay stimmed and pumped, loaded style.
Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling numb.